This week, I want to talk about having a healthier mindset is a skill that all filmmakers need going forward. I spent 2 years editing a documentary called Creative Force, which is about how artists in Ukraine are using their creative skills in order to fight against Russian invasion. And what one of the subjects said in one of the interviews has really stuck with me.
I think I don't have possibility to think about a far future. I think only about this day, and I think what I can do today to help. I think I can do something today for people.
That's Rostislav. He's still in his 20s. And at the time of that recording, he was selling t-shirts in order to raise money to support the troops who were on the front line. He would take the money to buy supplies, which could be anything from equipment to even bread and cookies. And actually, the film was about him taking that bread and cookies and transporting it all the way across Ukraine in order to deliver it to his best friend who is on the front lines of the war. And he has more clarity then and now than I think most of us ever do. I'm a filmmaker and I spend a lot of time living in the future, how the film that I'm making is going to come out, how the script is going to come out, even how this YouTube video that I'm recording right now is going to come out and perform, and if it's going to do well. These are real things that are required for me to think about. But they have a cost. They pull me out of the day that I'm actually standing in. So here is what I would like us all to change. Stop focusing on what to do, focus more on how to be. This is the filmmaker's guide to process. My name is Maris Lidica. I am a filmmaker and creator auteur. I talk about how filmmakers and content creators can learn a lot from each other in order to build sustainable careers. This video is a second in a series about all the different skills that I think filmmakers need right now and also going forward. The past one was about editing, which is more technical, and this one is going to be more mental. Because while you can master all the physical skills, if you don't have the mental ones locked down, you will still find yourself struggling. So let's get into it. Filmmakers are dreamers. We have to be. Nobody wakes up and spends minimum 2 years trying to raise money for something that we can only see in our brains if we are not dreamers. We are wired a little bit differently than everybody else, but that wiring comes with a shadow. And sometimes we use our dreams and what's going on in our heads to delay the work. I've done it. The film that I'm working on right now, Concrete River, has taken around 6 years to make. Part of that being that I had a vision in my head of how it needed to turn out. I originally got a budget for $2.5 million, and the vision that I had in my head, I thought could only be accomplished by making it for that dollar amount. And fast forward, we realized that we could make it for way less, and that ended up taking us much further, which I will have news about that film in an upcoming video. So subscribe if you haven't in order to get the news on that. But thinking that I needed to have at least $1 million to make the film happen kept me thinking in the future instead of thinking what I could do today to make it happen. Now, going back to Rostislav, he doesn't have that luxury. He doesn't have the time to think about what he's going to be doing 5 months from now, 5 years from now, maybe not even 5 hours from now, because he is thinking about what he can do in this present moment in order to make today better, because he might not have tomorrow. And I've started asking myself my own version of that question. What is it that I can do today to make my tomorrow better? And that is not coming from a place of ego or ambition. It's just creating a new process, a process that's going to enable me not only to make this film, but to build something that lasts, because I'm not only making films for myself or an audience, but for other filmmakers that I work with or whose stories I would like to see out there in the world, because I realize that nobody is going to do it for us. So if I can be the person that can make it a little bit better for the next filmmaker, creativity and humanity will be all the better for it. Because a filmmaker who builds something is the one who stops waiting for permission to start. They build habits. They don't get stuck in a vision and stay there. They do something every day, even if it's small, even if nobody sees it. It's called stacking days, to use another sports analogy, which I know everyone loves, but it's a relentless pursuit of daily effort that compounds. And here's the part that took me 20 years to learn. Reaching the goal isn't actually the goal. The goal is the constant pursuit. The life you want is where the work is the reward. When you're not focused on getting there or somewhere, you're just happy with where you already are. I have started seeing a therapist recently, I'm going to be honest, I did not think that I was somebody who needed to see a therapist. Not because I think it's only for crazy people or people who have like too much trauma or something is wrong with them. It's because I thought that I'm a filmmaker. I observe people every day. I think about things every single day. So I must know everything there is to know about my own mind. Turns out that was wrong. Now, while artists are curious people and we observe the world, and we make sense out of chaos, all of that chaos is really external. We look at how other people operate a lot of the times, not really how we operate or what internal chaos is going inside of us. And I started going because I wanted to know why I think the way I do. Why do I make the choices that I make? And going through this process, there's been a slow realization that there are patterns and habits that I have never really examined. Here's what I think now. Curiosity is a gift, but curiosity about yourself is a requirement. If you don't understand why you make the choices that you make, if you don't confront the things that you are avoiding, you will stay stuck in the same habits and patterns over and over again and making the same mistakes, and you will just call it instinct. So we have to be more curious about the world inside of us as we are about the world around us. It will make us better filmmakers and artists overall. Now, that doesn't require a therapist's office, although I do recommend it if you can afford it. There's a lot of different ways to do it. It just requires the will and the effort to stop and take a look around inside. And once you start looking inward, you realize that you'll need a different kind of fuel to keep you going, which I think is a better form of gratitude. Gratitude is everywhere. We all hear about gratitude all the time. We have books and apps and journals and TikTok videos about gratitude, daily practices and morning routines on our social media. And here's my issue with most of the way we think about gratitude. To me, it's like this hollow, empty platitude that we use in order to get more stuff. We think that if we just practice gratitude, then gratitude will result in a house showing up or a new car. And that's not what the purpose of gratitude really is. It's a hollow productivity hack that we're dressing up as ancient wisdom. So that way we can either achieve more status, get more items, or the algorithm will bless us. I am grateful for you, YouTube. I am grateful for you. And none of this is gratitude. This is transactional behavior with a different label on it. So let's try something else that I'm going to try doing. Let's be grateful for the things that we are doing. I am grateful that I have the ability to write, to connect with people that I do. I'm grateful that I'm making a movie. I'm grateful that I'm making this YouTube video. I'm grateful that I get to do all the things that I do on a daily basis. That is what gratitude should be all about. 30 years ago, the very concept that we could make something and put it out into the world and people would watch it was unheard of. It was impossible to do without one, a lot of money, and two, connections. It was almost unimaginable. And now people are doing it every single day. And I know this cuts both ways. The same infrastructure that we have that allows us to put things out in the world also demands a lot from us and overwhelms us with a lot of noise. But I'm grateful that this opportunity exists all the same. Because if not, probably none of the films that I have would even exist or have an audience. So I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful to be a filmmaker. Yes, Hollywood is flawed. The entertainment industry tries to extract everything that it can from you. That has not changed, and it probably will always be the same in some degree. But underneath all of that, they produce things that made us all find our calling and made us start. Because most people carry a long list of things they wish they had done, and making a film is often one of those things. And the fact that you've either made one, written one, started trying to make one is more than most people ever will do. So we should be grateful for that. You have already crossed one of the things off your bucket list, off the list. You are not waiting, you are doing. Will our work help us reach the pinnacle of creative success? I don't know. Nobody knows. Trying and failing and trying again and getting up and keeping on going is what this is really all about. Go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back. So there it is. 3 things that I want us all to carry on for the rest of this year, 2026. Be more curious about yourself. Be present in your work. Have a better form of gratitude. I don't know if any of this will make our tomorrows better than our todays, but I believe if you stop obsessing over a list of things to do and just start focusing on what are the things that I can do today, something does begin to shift. The film you're making is going to get made or it won't. Trust me, I know. I've had plenty of films that have done the same thing. The audience is going to show up or not. Your work is going to do the thing that it's going to do. But the days you spend making something, the conversations that you have while you're making it, and the friends you make, and the connections that you make while you're all together working on something creative last forever, and nobody can take that from you. Now, if you want to try this for yourself, I put together a free template that helps you map your creative energy, so that you know what is taking your energy away and what is bringing it in. Have that better form of gratitude and have that healthier mindset. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. It helped me really stop treating every single day the same because I knew where my energy was going and what activities gave it to me. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my Substack. I write a newsletter once a week and also come out with a podcast once a week only on Substack. I'll leave a link in the description below for that as well. This is the second part in a series about skills. The final video in this series will be coming out next week, and we're going to get back into something a little bit more technical. So please subscribe for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.